Hi there. I just want to report that I did feel a pretty significant change in the way that I was feeling due to the being in the med bed. I stayed in the med bed for 8 hours, and I noticed my respiratory system after about an hour, probably about half an hour to an hour. I noticed that a lot of my breathing had cleared up because I had had long-term COVID-19 for like over a year, and I think my breathing has gotten a lot more back to normal. And this was something where like I had like lingering effects where I felt like my uh, that kind of feeling like somebody's sitting on your chest that kind of comes from having the COVID infection, but having it just linger for a long time. Like it just felt like it. My breathing got a lot clearer after about a half hour. So I just want to report that, and I'm continuing to kind of just watch, what kind of see if I notice anything else. But at this point, that's the biggest thing I noticed. I would like to continue to test this for future sessions because I do have quite a few different things that I'm dealing with my health. My If you want to know my formal diagnosis, I do have autism. I have a formal diagnosis of autism that I got diagnosed by a team of professionals as autism level 1. So I would like to experiment further with doing these sessions to see if that would help with my autism symptoms. Uh, I do especially deal with like a lot of sensory issues and just kind of social anxiety issues related to sensory issues. And I also deal with Lyme disease and what I would call multiple systemic infectious disease syndrome, or MSIDS. It's called for abbreviation. The abbreviation is MSIDS, which just means that you have multiple chronic infections going on at all time. Like you just have many different infections that you're dealing with just on an ongoing basis. So I've kind of just been treating infections for a long time, and this goes together with autism because autism is basically like it's kind of like having Lyme disease or MSIDS. It's like a lesser version of HIV where you're very susceptible to infections if you have autism diagnosis. So it's kind of a lifelong issue that I would really like to explore. I've explored a lot of different alternative healing methods for dealing with autism. I also got diagnosed when I was younger with schizoaffective disorder and bipolar disorder, and it's kind of a long story. I do believe that I could still be diagnosed with those. My diagnosis for those was about 20 years ago, but I was recently re-diagnosed with that. So I not having any psychosis for about 20 years. I haven't had any psychosis or like major hospitalizations for that. And well, I guess probably my biggest hospitalization was maybe like 10, probably like closer to 15 years ago was my last like long-term hospitalization in like a psychiatric hospital. But it's something that is still, it's just something I deal with. I still take some medication for it, so I'm just open to anything that's going to be helpful for this because it's just something that I'm working on. I think that probably just any help I can get with it, I'm glad to take it. So I'm just really thankful for this opportunity to participate in quantum research. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.